Welcome to the next episode of my vlog. Today I'm not in my studio, as you can see. I'm at Bayou Collection and Gardens. I wanted to share with you, my viewers, the beauty of spring that I found in this garden. I came here to re-energize my creative batteries, so to say, to get some painting ideas, and also later in this episode you will see me painting a scene from this garden with Golden Open Acrylics. I usually come here this time of year, almost every year, because this park has lots of azalea bushes and camellias and magnolias, lots of beautiful trees, and usually this time of year they're all in bloom, and it's just so pretty here, and lots of sketching opportunities and painting opportunities. But this year's been a little different because you probably heard that we had really bad winter storm here in Houston in the middle of February, so there is a lot of damage to the bushes and the trees, but azaleas are still blooming, so and the new leaves are coming out, and you will see how pretty it is here, even though a little different than it is usually, but still lots of places to sit down and sketch, which I'm going to do today. My plan is to work on my iPad today. It's a little easier, it's very portable, easy to take with me, and this is perfectly safe place, you know, to take out your big iPad and sketch on it. And I think then I will try to use the sketches and use my photos and paint a larger painting in my studio. I'm still working on improving my landscapes, so this will be a great opportunity for me practice in this park. Couple of good spots here in the garden where I was able to sit down with my iPad and do some sketching. Here is the first sketch. I chose this symmetrical composition with the statue of Goddess Diana as the focal point. I was a little too far away, but I was going for kind of painterly effect anyways, and I was also mostly interested in tonal relationships because, as you know, when you take a photo, camera often kind of flattens your image and you can't see the details in the dark areas, so tonal sketch really helps. After the sketch was completed, I played with the hue in Procreate a little bit, and I think it looks a lot more interesting if I get rid of all those bright greens and yellows in the sketch and kind of push it towards blues and purples. This color scheme goes a lot better with all the pink blooming azaleas. So that gave me an idea for another sketch. I found another spot, made my mother pose for me, sit on the bench there for a while. And this is my second sketch. I went more for purple, turquoise and pink color scheme, and I think now I have enough information to work in the studio. I wanted to paint this scene with acrylics. I will be using Golden Open for this exercise and a canvas panel. So let's squeeze some fresh paint on the palette. I will need a couple of yellows, I think lemon yellow for the sunlit areas in my painting, also Indian yellow, a little bit of alizarin, and a couple of blues, and also of course I will need 2 blobs of white so I don't mix warm and cool shades in the same white. And now I'm going to draw my composition. I am painting on really inexpensive canvas panel. It's the Artist Loft brand, but canvas is pretty good quality. It has a little bit of texture but not a huge amount, and also because canvas is glued on a cardboard, it doesn't bounce like stretch canvases. You know, if you buy an expensive stretch canvas, it will bounce all over the place under your brush, which I don't like. So I think canvas panel works a lot better. I'm using some blues to draw my composition, and also I'm going to distribute my pinks because I want to see how that's going to work. I want my focal point to be surrounded by bright pinks. I want to practice less detail, more impressionist approach to painting with acrylics, but it would be hard for me to paint with acrylics on location. I'll have to bring an easel, set up, and it takes quite a bit of time to create a painting. So that's why I sketched my idea on the iPad, you know, very portable, easy to use device, or medium of artistic expression, we can say. And then I'm going to use my reference material and paint in my studio. I've added some thinner to paint that came with a set of Golden Open, and now I'm going to just mass in the big forms of my composition using a big brush, kind of doing the underpainting, which I will then develop a little further. This video is sped up quite a bit. I didn't want to spend too much time showing you the process in this vlog episode, but if you want to see real-time video and see the whole painting process, could you please leave me a comment down below in the comment section so I can see if there is some interest to seeing that, or this sped up process video is enough information to understand the painting process. And I always appreciate all your remarks and opinions. They really help me when I work on new videos. Okay, I am painting darks. I mixed in a little bit of yellow into my dark blue. I don't want like intense green colors. I am going for more blues, purples, yellows, and pinks color scheme. So I am painting the darks as opposed to watercolors. Acrylics are painted dark to light. So I need to mass in my dark forms. That's why I covered my canvas panel with yellow to begin with, because I don't want to have any white. It kind of throws off my tonal relationships. The panel board is 12 by 16 inches. That's not a very big size for acrylic painting, especially if you have texture, but working with larger forms and larger brushes, that's actually very good for my final result, because the longer I can keep myself from painting small details, the better the painting will be. Okay, the darks are in. I'm starting to work on midtones. I need to paint the shadows. I want to make them kind of purple color. I think it gives a lot of visual interest to my composition. I don't want to be realistic here. I'm going for impressionist effect. So my goal is to have a very bright sunlit focal point surrounded by darker kind of frame of those bushes and trees. Golden Open Acrylics have quite a bit of body, but it still takes a few layers to build up the painting surface. And if you paint with them on canvas, you will see exactly what I mean. Even though you apply color and it's the right color and the right tone, if it's a very thin layer, it just doesn't look right because the canvas texture shows through it. And especially for lights, you need quite a bit of paint, and if you apply paint thicker, kind of have that impasto effect. The dark areas need to be thin, but the light areas, the more impasto they are, the better they will look. So if you want to try that, you will see the difference yourself. So I am trying to smooth the brush strokes in the darker areas and build them up in the lit areas to apply paint a lot thicker in the light areas. You would think it won't make any difference, but it does for the three-dimensional effect of the painting and also for depth of space. Acrylics tend to accumulate on the brush quite a bit, so from time to time I have to wipe the brushes to get off excess paint, because then it becomes too hard to control it when it's all collected kind of at the base of the brush. So if you paint with acrylics, it's a good idea to pay attention to that. Okay, I got my midtones established, but now my darks, I kind of lost some of my darks. They blended into midtones quite a bit when I was building the texture, so I have a small brown brush and I am trying to build up my darks again and to verify my details. This is a bit of negative painting that I'm doing, so I'm painting around those light areas with darks, but at the same time I'm kind of going back and forth. I have two brushes, one of them has light color on it and one has dark color, so I don't have to wash brushes all the time, so I switch back and forth. If I need to correct the lights, I can do that very easily as well with another brush. I want to really build up the texture of those trees and bushes to show the sunlight kind of going through the leaves and branches. Okay, let's bring some sunlight into the picture. I am switching back to my lemon yellow that I used in the very beginning. I see a lot of warmth in the pavers and also in the bushes in the background, so that's what I am going to accentuate at this stage. And I already see that I have something funky going with my perspective there with the stairs. I will have to correct that. I'm going to just smooth everything out. I started working on those details too soon. I need to repaint that area. Okay, the dark areas look good there. They have enough variety and enough texture. I smoothed out this side of the stairs and I corrected the perspective, so now it looks a lot more accurate. I got carried away there a little bit. So I have a very small brush. I'm adding final tiny details. I painted the figure. And this is it. Here's the final result. Blooming azaleas painted with Golden Open Acrylics. Alright, this is it. Thank you so much for watching this episode of my vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video here on Tammy Rap Studios channel.